From the deserts of paradise in Las Vegas, welcome to the deserts of Doha. We're at the Lusail International Circuit for the 2024 Qatar Grand Prix, our third visit to this MotoGP circuit, fast, flat and fearless. Welcome to Qatar. It's the penultimate stop on the 2024 calendar, then George Russell taking victory last time out, Max Verstappen becoming the world champion, which means it's only the Constructors' Championship we have to face here in November to December's Qatar race, and then the 8th of December rounds out the season in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen is world champion then, 403 points. Lando Norris still in a battle for second with Charles Leclerc. Piastri and Sainz as well over fourth position, closely followed by George Russell. Hamilton's too far back, then he joined Perez, Alonso, Hülkenberg and Tsunoda rounds out the first page on 30 points. On the second page, Pierre Gasly is on 26. This page not changing. Last time out at all. Everyone's still on the same points, with Stroll on 24, Ocon 23, Magnussen 14, Albon Ricciardo on 12, Behrman 7, Colapinto 5, Lawson on 4, and still no points for Zhou Guanyu. Logan Sargent will no longer be in the championship, and Valtteri Bottas still 23rd. In the Constructors' Championship, McLaren Ferrari battling it out with an outside shot from Red Bull. Mercedes now well clear, just sort of in the middle. Aston Martin are battling as well with Haas, Alpine and VCARB over who's going to finish in 5th. Williams in 9th, and still no points on the board for Sauber on 0. Let's take a look around the Lusail International Circuit here in Qatar. First used back in 2021, not modified since MotoGP started here in 2004. Get a good exit out of the last corner, a double apex before you hurtle down the start-finish straight, past the new pit complex on the right, on the left the new grandstand. It's a long run down towards turn 1, heavy on the braking zone, it sort of filters into a double. It does turn 1, flick the car in once and then correct it mid-corner. Gently back on the throttle as you come down in towards turns 2 and 3, left-hander followed by a very quick flick to the right as well before it hurtles down. That's past the first sector point, hard on the brakes around about 70 metres, flick the car in again as you get through 1, 2 and 3 consecutives at the right. Into the left past the long lap loop for MotoGP, the heaviest braking point on the track, downhill, then back on the power and watch as the car just flicks through the middle sector. Absolutely fantastic. It's difficult to overtake, but this section of the track flows beautifully together. Drivers love it as you hurtle back down the brakes, flick the car into the left, then gradually get back on the power through the fastest segment on this circuit as well. It's great on MotoGP bikes, it's great in Formula 1 cars. As you go right, right and right again as well, all trying to keep that toe together. And it's so tight, that third right-hander in that complex. Flat out as you come bow into the last corner once again, down the brakes, flick the car in, gradually get back on the power, resume your normal line, open up the DRS, hurtle down the straight, and that is a lap of the Lusail International Circuit.
Okay.
Welcome to Sprint Shootout here at the Lusail International Circuit in Doha, Qatar. It's round 23 of the FIA Formula 1 World Championship, and this is already going to be dramatic. Yes, the Driver Championship has been decided, but there's so much more to look forward to. Let's have a quick word up in the commentary box with Jenson Button on Sky F1.
change, do you think, if you could?
I think we've talked about it on many occasions, and especially with Anthony. I loved Anthony's comments about the issues in Austin, when we were in Austin, about the circuit. That's the bigger issue. The drivers are going to push the regulations to the limit, but the issue is the circuit. You can't, you know, there's no wall there, there's no barrier, there's no gravel. So the drivers feel free to push another car off circuit. Also, for the car on the outside, to just drive off the circuit. You know, the perfect situation for Max would have been in turn 12 was that he looked like he was braking deep, but carried on the braking all the way into the exit of the corner. So the car on the right thinks, oh, he's going to push me off, drives off the circuit, and then Max just keeps the car on the track, even though he loses 5 or 6 positions in terms of distance. He's fine, he's safe, he's kept 2 tyres on the circuit, but the car on the outside is driven off and getting an advantage. So it still needs to be looked at, and you know, the change in the regs that they're trying to push, and George is trying to push, is saying that a driver on the inside, when he makes a move, doesn't need to leave space for the car on the outside when he goes through the corner. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because on an open circuit like that, fine. But what happens when you go to Monaco or you go to Saudi? Yeah. You can't just drive a car into the wall on an exit, and that's okay.
So Jensen, talking about the situation there with George versus Bottas, I think that's the one that confused most people. And George is saying we need to tighten that rule up. What's your view on that?
Very quickly. We've got 10 seconds.
Yeah, well, I don't think he should be pushing a car off the track, whatever the regulation is.
Okay, there we go. When we come back, we're going to get into sprint. As we said, Charles Leclerc has been the pick of the drivers so far. Can he maintain it in the qualifying session for that?
They were really on here closing up on that time, weren't they, as well, before having to run into it as well. Wes is alongside me once again, as well as Jess Ball. We'll give them a second to get their equipment up and running. Wes is already set up, but Jess is just coming in now. Hello, Wes. How are you doing?
You're on mute, Wes.
Ah, right. I've done that so
there you
many
go.
times.
That's what you get for saying I'm already all set up. Yeah, I'm doing very good, thanks, Jot. We're gonna act like that didn't happen. We can edit it out later, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. I'm looking forward to sprint qualifying. I think that the Ferraris and the McLarens are going to duel it out. I'm very interested to see if Red Bull are sandbagging or not, because they look very much off the pace in practice, but do they have something in reserve or not?
Yeah, practice really was the sort of key fact. I can't even put my glasses on at the moment. The key factor coming into it. Jess, I think as well, we've seen the track get faster and faster over the last couple of hours. We're really in for a great session today, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are as well. We see how it ramped up in the other support series in their qualifying and practice sessions. So I think we could expect the same here as well.
Here it comes then, sprint shootout qualifying. It's the final F1 sprint of 2024. We've travelled around the world, and for the 4th time, we meet ourselves here in the Middle East. Pre-season testing, and then Bahrain's Grand Prix, over to Saudi Arabia, and now back here to Lusail. Welcome to round 23, the Lusail International Circuit in Doha, Qatar. It's a 5.419 kilometre circuit, top speed at 344.1 kilometres an hour, 16 turns in total for the drivers to get to grips with as well. It is an awesome, awesome circuit, and it is giving us an exciting 2 Grand Prix before and a sprint race. But Pirelli bringing the hard C1, medium C2 and soft C3 tyres. Mandatory tyres though, Q1 and Q2 must be done on the medium, and Q3 must be done on the soft tyres. Them's the rules, and them's the brakes coming into today. And welcome up to the commentary box. Myself, Josh Birch, Megan Birch walking in shortly as well. Jess Ball and Wes alongside me as well. Welcome to you all. Jess, we'll start with you. Back in for our final sprint. It's always nice having a qualifying on a Friday. Some people like it, some people don't, but at least the Qataris here get their bang for their buck. Always a classic session, and the sprints work at this type of circuit.
Yeah, I think with one of the reasons why I like Qatar is because of the qualifying. So the fact that we get 2 qualifyings in 2 days, well, it's not going to disappoint really. And we've just seen the unpredictability around this circuit. They only had 1 practice session. The thing I like about the sprints, we have no clue who's going to be on pole for the sprint qualifying or even the main qualifying tomorrow. And if they mess up in the sprint, oh, they're going to be screwed in qualifying.
Yeah, Wes, we saw that earlier on, and our practice sort of flew by, but the drivers were struggling with track conditions out there, as our pictures have a glitch. They were struggling because they had to do race simulation and qualifying simulation, but in a sort of half-night, half-day, early time. There's no relevant data coming into this qualifying.
No, and the sun was partially still up then as well, so the track temperature is totally different. The wind is still a factor. They may be able to take something from that. But what really messed them up was the brief red flag in that practice, which came out around about the time they would do a qualifying simulation. So they're very much going into the unknown with this session.
Let's hope that we're going to have a smooth sailing sprint quali. 12 minutes on the clock for SQ1, then a break, and then we'll have SQ2 at 10 minutes. SQ3 then will be 8 minutes long. If you're watching along with us, you see that on your screen. I didn't totally cheat and get my countdown in my ears from the Sky F1 producer telling me what was coming up next. We've got Haas coming down at the end of the pit lane first of all, though. Getting up to speed, it's Kevin Magnussen who's venturing out, and then behind him we've also got Lance Stroll coming out there as well as the green light goes on, and qualifying is underway here for the sprint shootout. And let's see what we have to offer. Big session, big times on the board, and well, we already know mandated which tyres are going to be on. Let's open up the speed trap so you can see who's revving up to head out there. Jess, I'm not entirely confident that we're going to be in for the normal predictability, because Vegas, another high-speed circuit, was able to throw up the Saubers into Q2 in the place of Zhou Guanyu. Colapinto did well, so did Albon. Colapinto ended up in the wall in Q2, but he still got out of Q1. And then there's a bigger gasp. It's the phrase of, well, who's going to face the chopping block? Perez didn't do well earlier, and if he loses here, he's already looking like he's not going to have a seat next year anyway.
I think for Perez, he's really got to prove himself. It's such a shame that he hasn't been performing that well, but to be honest, if he can, it'll be a really good confidence boost for him. Red Bull really need both their drivers to perform going into the final 2 races, because if Perez doesn't perform this weekend, then it's bye-bye Constructors' Championship for Red Bull, and it's a 2-horse fight between Ferrari and McLaren.
Yeah, I've just texted the wrong sister.
Oops.
I've texted Kellyanne, box, because she's in Nottingham. That's not going to be quick enough. I need to just text Megan as they come through. Magnussen then out there. Oh, Haas mechanic spying, getting out of the way. Alpine's come out. Wes, what are you expecting then? And are you listening to 5 Live alongside this then? How does that work with you recording it now?
It involves me doing something I've never done before in my life, which is multitasking.
Oh dear.
No, I've got it going. It's recording right now, so as long as my internet stays fast-ish, it should be fine.
Whoa.
As far as this session goes, yeah, I'm expecting pole to be between Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, and Piastri, with maybe a slight advantage going towards the Ferraris, but we'll have to wait and see which one.
Yeah, Yeah, they were really close in practice this morning as well, with it being Leclerc and then the two McLarens and Sainz at the bottom as well. So they were all closing in quite nicely. Carlos Sainz already on a lap. It's a quick, short session. That's what the sprint's supposed to be like. I still think they should be single lap flyers, personally. That's much more entertaining. As Megan walks into the commentary box, I got the right sister in the end. I texted the wrong sister. So that's why you're a bit late. Hello, Megan.
What was Kellyanne's expression when...
She hasn't replied yet. I just text box, 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 and then I put, oh, wrong sister. When I realised who it was. So it's you I was
That's
after.
a clip for Josh T to click later on.
We'll see what her reaction is later.
Yeah.
Hello, Megan. How are you?
Get well soon, Josh.
Just leave it.
Is it on back to front?
No.
Oh, right. Sainz.
Why would it be on back to front?
Just did. Anyway, Sainz ahead of Leclerc in the first two sectors. Magnussen's done a 1:23.7. 4:07 actually. They should stand corrected. Here come the Ferraris though. Sainz doesn't even beat that. 1:23.547. What's the magic time with Charles Leclerc then?
How's it set to free though for Sainz?
I know it's still early, but Bottas's time was 1.2 seconds faster than Joe.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe needs to pull his finger out of his ear.
He got through to Q2 for the first time in a Grand Prix last time out. Of course, he did start 10th in the sprint race in Shanghai. That was his only other non-Q1 exit this season. But in terms of Grand Prix, he finally managed to get out and to set a representative lap time. Max Verstappen, hangover is still in effect, goes second. 1:23.295. I say that, Megan, because as you know, he was drinking from the moment the flag went out.
He was. Just like continuous.
Yeah. George Russell saw him at a nightclub at 9 a.m. when he was going for a flight. He had not stopped all night. And
Jeez, what was his blood alcohol level after?
I don't know, but Max, I think, literally went from having a gin and tonic to a whiskey to a Red Bull on the rocks with whiskey.
He only stopped having gin and tonics when they ran out.
Yeah, he literally, as soon as he finished the gin and tonics, he started on the vodka. Norris is half a second up.
Pretty sure I've even seen a
How we
video
do it
of
in
him
Amsterdam?
be sad that the gin and tonics are out.
In a country where you can't drink as well, in Qatar and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's rose. Yeah, I think it's rose water here, but in Abu Dhabi it's sparkling champagne, which is non-alcoholic version. Norris 1:22.785.
That's an impressive lap time from Norris, even at this early stage. That's going to take some beating.
He actually just got past Colapinto at turn 12 and 13, blew by the Williams as he heads down into 15. Really is trying to wrestle that McLaren around. Always impressed watching modern Formula 1 cars, because it's not the W11 where it's supersonic suction grip to the track. They do bounce and slide around, and it's a driver's skill to keep it on the road. Sixth fastest, 1:23.556. Piastri is 7/10ths down on Norris. Russell across the line, second, 1:22.811. Fastest third sector. Sonoda up to 7th, 1:23.553. Hamilton getting a toe from Verstappen. 9th, 1:23.657.
It feels very panicky compared to the practice session.
Well, everyone's turned up to 11 now. One small mistake here, and it costs you sprints. And with the Constructors' Championship in the battle for 6th still up for grabs, the top 4 still fighting it out. Every point matters, even though well, to be fair, if you go up to anyone in the Formula 1 paddock, they'll say, well done, yeah, Max, Drivers' Champion. We don't care a jot about that. We care about our bonuses. We want to know what happens. We want to know who gets our money at the end of the year. 5 minutes to go. Here comes Alonso. Up to 7th, 1:23.279 for the Spaniard. Carlos Sainz fastest sector 1 and sector 3. He's fastest with a 1:22.261. Immediately pulls off the track to try and get a little of a toe to Charles Leclerc, and has done so. 1:22.156. Ferrari work together, knocked down Norris by 2 pegs. There is Fred Vasseur.
Yeah, I'm happy with this.
This is looking good, isn't it,
Fabulous time by Leclerc there. Yeah, it is, absolutely. It's a Ferrari first and second. Looking at Liam Lawson running wide, that would explain why he's currently 20th and last.
Yeah, he was.
His form seems to have cooled down a little bit since he first rejoined VCAR.
Did you hear the song? Did anyone else hear the song? Was it just me? I think I might have sent it to Jess. Literally, someone made a song in Australia, or maybe New Zealand. I think it was one of the two. They said, "Get out of the way! I'm Liam Lawson! I'm Liam Lawson!"
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was fantastic.
I didn't hear the song, but I heard it existed. I couldn't quite find it. You'll have to send it to me.
I will find it and I will send it. It's great. It's also got the fingers going as well. Like, get out of the way or I'll give you the finger. I'm Liam Lawson. Ocon goes 10th, 123, 115. Perez is 18th and currently in the drop zone. Show is Zhou Guan Yu. So currently, Q1 bingo. If anybody wants to stamp your cards out, might be the time. Let's see what he's got though. 120, 121, 22 over the line, and it's only 9th for Perez. Nowhere near fast enough, but he had absolutely no one in front of him. He was towing Lando Norris, and Norris does a 122.021. 10th and a half faster than Charles Leclerc. Piastri, irrelevant, who has no tow, we're riding with him, is 2/10 down, and he's about to catch Leclerc, who's on a slow lap coming into the last corner. Leclerc will go to the right side. Piastri swings around the outside. 4th gear, 165 kilometers an hour, back on the accelerator, 7th gear by the time we reach the line, and 3rd, fastest 3rd sector, 122.218 for Piastri. Hamilton and Russell still closing in as well. Tsunoda's at risk, he's 16th, Alonso 15th, Hamilton now down into 17th. That's how fast these sprints can change.
He's going to get a nice tow, I think, for one of the cars, maybe, as Hamilton goes 7th.
Williams.
Oh, one of the Williams, yeah. And here comes George Russell. Oh!
What? Exactly the same time.
That is the second
Wow.
time this year. They've both done a 122.021. Russell just can't stop matching with championship protagonists. Verstappen and him matched in Montreal, and here in SQ1, Norris and Russell match, but Norris gets to keep pole. He got there first. He gets that honour. Fantastic time.
I think Russell likes the colder conditions and the high speed and nature of the track. And Las Vegas was cold, and it was high speed. So I would expect, even though Russell didn't do as well in free practice, maybe Russell was doing a bit of sandbagging and focusing on long runs in in free practice.
Hamilton at 14,
That was
Megan.
very, very impressive. Yeah, I was just saying that was very, very impressive. I agree with your point, Jess. I didn't think of that, but yeah, these two tracks, Las Vegas and Qatar, very, very different. It seems to be temperatures is what they have in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting colder and colder as well as we go. Track now down to 21.8 degrees, air temperature 18.4. It was 36 earlier.
It's just so temperamental.
The wind speed's not helping either. It seems to have settled to 2.5.
Ocon
It was that final sector, Josh, that did it for Russell.
Who did he get a toe off? Must have been. He was off
At the Red Bull.
Yeah, Verstappen, wasn't it?
It was either Verstappen
Yeah.
or Tsunoda. Either way, a Red Bull
It's one of the
manufacturer.
Well, the RB
Oh,
is
Norris is
effectively
going
last year.
faster again.
Oh, Hulkenberg might just catch a surprise out here as well. 30 seconds to go. His first sector was quicker.
A little bit of a mess up there, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Megan. Lawson's
I'm
lap
not-
time's been deleted by the steward, so he's dropped down the order into 13th place.
Ouch.
What's that sound? Is that a helicopter?
I think
I think it's the helicopter.
If not, one of those cars is badly damaged.
I was wondering what that noise was.
I could hear it as well. I was trying to think. It sounds like a helicopter, but
It sounds like the rotators of a helicopter.
the beautiful thing
Oh, did
about...
they hit the curves too much? Oh, hello, Stroll. P6,
it
go
could
on.
be that.
the 6th place, yeah. Where on earth did he pull that one out from?
Norris has got quick up by 6 tenths.
Checker flags out. Norris is a 1:21.356, as Jess said. Magnussen and Hulkenberg go through. Lawson's kicked out to the drop zone. Here comes Fernando Alonso up to 6th place. That kicks Perez out again. Is Perez going to face elimination? Sainz goes second. 1:21.838. Albon's 18th at the moment. Perez goes 13th. That's not good enough with the driver of calipers we've got there. Proven by Lawson, who goes 13th. Ocon's on a better time. And Bottas goes 7th. Perez is going to be eliminated in SQ1. Bottas again, just like this morning when he was 6th fastest. Can go quick. Here comes Albon. This is going to be absolutely laughing stock for the Mexican across the line. And Albon kicks out Perez.
Hamilton 4th.
Look at Zhou Guan Yu. Can he get out? No. Back to his old ways. 19th. What about Tsunoda?
He's not last.
Verstappen goes 4th. That's true. He's not last. Still back row. Tsunoda. Oh, just in 17th.
No.
Would have loved it if he could have kicked out Perez there even more. But Ocon
He was
as
4
well.
thousandths away.
Yeah, Ocon's out as of that time. He's backed out of it. But Alexander Albon kicked out the man who replaced him at Red Bull, Sergio Perez, back in 2021. And Perez again is out. Allow me to translate. P45.
Well, that was exactly the same to what happened in the Brazil sprint race. Oh!
If Red Bull don't kick him out, Ben Sulliam certainly will.
Well, out goes Perez, Tsunoda, Ocon, Zhou, and Colapinto from SQ1. And this is Verstappen and Leclerc. So what's happening here? Is Leclerc side by side with
We're
Verstappen?
about to get a hand gesture.
Verstappen's
And
gonna
probably contact.
Well, Verstappen has blocked Charles Leclerc on a fast lap here.
Impeding.
Now, they were both on the fast lap, so... Oh, no, it's Perez!
Oh.
I stand corrected. It's
Perez.
Perez blocking.
I don't know what Leclerc was doing there.
Well, I think they were both on the flying.
He was racing and you were blocking him in.
What's really confused me now, because Perez and Verstappen have got exactly the same helmets this weekend. They've both got the white with the gold.
Yeah.
They didn't have the both have one.
Oh, Gasly nearly went flying.
Don't block me.
He's still mad.
Rui Marquez is going to have an evening here. Several drivers blocking.
Gasly still managed to get through to SQ2, just.
Yeah, by 10th of a second. Albon! Lawson and Albon set exactly the same time. As Sky go to a break. Look, yeah, they've both done 1:22.705. So Lawson and Albon were literally dead on heat on time. Perez was 13 thousandths of a second difference, and then Tsunoda was 4 thousandths off that, so 17.
It's a day for matching times.
Yeah, so here's the results then from the first session. It's Norris from Sainz, Russell, Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Piastri, Alonso, Bottas, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Lawson and Albon take up the 15. 5 drivers out though. Sergio Perez, once again, 3rd race running in a weekend format. He's been eliminated in Q1 as well. This can't be doing well for him at Red Bull. Pretty much writings on the wall, or he's got some stellar gossip about Christian Horner. Moving further on, Tsunoda is 17th. He doesn't have enough evidence on Christian Horner to blackmail his way into the seat, but should do. He's 17th.
It's getting close.
Yeah, getting close. Ocon's 18th, Zhou's 19th, and Colapinto down in 20th place as well, 4 tenths off the pace. Okay, guys, what did you make of that opening qualifying session then, Wes? Why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed by a lot of people, but George Russell specifically. I did not think Mercedes were going to be a factor at this event, and George Russell very much proved me wrong there.
Jess?
One driver I've been very impressed with was Bottas. Out-qualified Joe quite massively and comfortably making it through to SQ2. Bottas is just saying, you know what, it's my last 2 races in Formula 1, let's have some fun. And he's definitely having some fun by showing some really good pace in that Sauber. Fair play to Bottas.
I know Omi's behind us. I want to know if he's got a microphone on down there in the pit lane. Omi, if you can hear me, I'll give you a chance. Hello. What did you make of SQ1?
Well, I guess the same stuff with Sergio Perez, first of all. Great stuff by Valtteri Bottas. And an interesting SQ1, which could mean that we're going to get an interesting SQ2 and SQ3, the battle for sprint pole that will be coming up.
Little woman?
Surprising.
Let's go back to Sky.
I don't understand why we're so rushing in this qualifying, honestly.
Yuki Tsunoda not overly amused, and his third SQ1 elimination in 6 sprint weekends this year. Let's go to his boss, the team principal at RB, Lauren Mekis, is with us. What was the problem that Yuki was trying to highlight there, Lauren? I'm hoping Laurent can hear us.
Yes, sorry, I can hear you now.
Excellent. What was the problem that Yuki was trying to highlight there? He said you were rushing into it. What was going on?
No, so what Yuki was mentioning is that we were a bit tight on time. As you have seen, there was a lot of cars queuing, so we just asked him not to lose too much time on his last cool lap. That's what he was a little bit frustrated with. There was no other choice. It was just a product of everybody getting ready for the final push. So that was just a frustrating moment, but the truth of the matter is that it's very, very tight. We are probably lacking something, both cars, in terms of pure pace. You see Liam is 1.3 seconds from P1, so it's not as good as where it should be. And then after, it's a matter of a few hundreds to get both cars to make the cut. So disappointed, but luckily we have another shot tomorrow, both in the race and for the new quality.
Hi, Lawrence Jensen. It's unusual to see so many laps that we're putting on a set of tyres. It seems that there's no degradation, or very low degradation on the tyres. Are we expecting something similar in the next session?
Yeah, you're right, Jensen. And actually, I thought that was Yuki's frustrations at the beginning, but no, it's not. And you have seen most of the guys have improved on their third push as we have run. So I think it's a product of, it's the first time I think you actually qualify on a C2 tires. So you have a sprint with a C2 with this year rules. So it's probably the hardest tires we have ever qualified with, and the very cold temperatures. And to answer your questions, yes, I think at least some cars will probably do the same in SQ2.
Looking forward to it. Thanks ever so much, Lauren. Back with you.
Well, Mikis there, team principal of RB. Charles Leclerc earned the second highest points in the sprint this year with 25, despite not winning. Let's hear what Yuki Tsunoda was saying on those team radios now.
I don't understand why we're so rushing in this qualifying, honestly.
There is a second coming.
I don't understand, man.
Yeah, copy, Yuki. I hear you. We're a bit short.
Yeah, you don't hear me, man.
Oh!
He does not seem a happy
It
bunny.
sounds like a teenager that's been sent to his room. You don't understand me.
Oh my god, no!
I really feel for Yuki because he's so deserving of a Red Bull seat. And just put him in. I wish Red Bull would have different team principal. I really do, because it's getting a joke now. It really is. Max Verstappen.
What?
Oh, sorry, Jess. I'm not even going to bother saying that.
Well, at least Mercedes have faith in their young driver, Kimi Antonelli.
That's
and he
true.
has been in Formula One. So Red Bull, do what Mercedes, Haas, Sauber and Alpine are doing and put faith in your younger drivers.
I love how Jess says that. I feel like she speaks with more weight.
Well, I certainly listen. So.
Hell, I took a half a step back before I
unfortunately,
realised who she was talking to.
the problem is Yuki Tsunoda, although driving for a Red Bull team, isn't really a Red Bull driver in the purest sense of the term. He's a Honda driver, and Honda, of course, are on their way out. So, from a certain point of view, it does make sense that they're not promoting him.
Yeah,
Probably Lawson, maybe in the future, but Lawson, he's had some ups and downs, but I want to see him come good. He's out-qualified Yuki Tsunoda this weekend again. Last weekend was an exception, but most weekends he's out-qualified Yuki.
Getting faster and faster as time goes on. Here comes Max Verstappen then to set the first lap times of his session. We've got Hulkenberg, Magnussen as the benchmarkers so far. Brist through 122.188 for Verstappen. Carlos Sainz, 5th at the moment, over the line. And 122.568. Opened up that DRS very, very late. The only bit of elevation change is just out the last corner, sort of downhill over the line. It gets great drag for the motorcycles. And it's a 122.130 for Charles Leclerc across the line. MotoGP are actually really angry with Formula One because when the whole new pit complex got built up, they moved the finish line of MotoGP back to where it is for Formula One. Now in MotoGP, it used to be the start and finish line was exactly the same here in Qatar. But they moved it back, which really angered them because we used to have some fantastic drag races to the line. You don't get that anymore.
Nope.
So they should just move it back to Spain.
That's such a shame.
Yeah, I wish they would move it back. But the circuit homologations are the same for the FIA and the FIM. And the first ever FIM International Women's Games are on right now at Jerez. And our own Mallory Dobbs.
They?
Yes, our own Mallory Dobbs is racing for North America. So good luck, Mal.
Yeah, good luck.
122.173 for Norris goes second. Gasly and Piastri still going well on times. I think Lizzie's hopefully going to be with us for Abu Dhabi for some action. Lizzie Whitmore, road racer, and segment racing rider in the Women's World Championship. As we ride with Gasly throwing it in.
Albon's doing quite well.
Piastri too. Look at that middle sector time, 27.650.
Which he just stole off Albon.
He did. And Albon's gone 6th, 122.
I gotta say, I love Gasly's helmet design for this race. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Go on. 6th. He's ahead of Albon.
Hey!
122.695. Piastri, number 1. 8.
He goes to top.
122.0.
Still not the fastest time this weekend, though.
No, that's surprising me, actually. But we've yet to run on soft tyres. Now look up in SQ3. They've got a lot of data, though, from last year, which is sort of good news for running a sprint race.
But the sprint shootout was on the Saturday instead of the Friday, so...
Different weather conditions in the morning, of course, and we had that familiarisation session beforehand with the new Turn 14.
Oh, God, remember the 3 stops in the race?
That was mandatory, wasn't it? They couldn't go more than 19 laps last year. So it was mandatory to come in after 19 laps.
That was frustrating.
It was worse, in my opinion, than 2005 in America. Because...
What is going on here? There's a lot of cars, like, can't move out the way for some reason.
Small track, bike circuit.
Yeah, the car did manage to get out of the way, but it still compromised Piastri's line a little bit, and he tried to take the same amount of speed through that corner, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Friday night entertainment, if you're watching back in the UK or at the pub, you've got the best action. He's done it again! They've done it again! Piastri and Verstappen both set identical laps! 122.050!
Okay, where was this
Third time
before
tonight.
the championship was decided?
Sainz breaks it though.
Goes top.
Sainz goes top.
121.809. And here comes Leclerc just behind him to go second. 121.818.
Close.
Russell's going quick.
Across the line for Bottas. 12th only. Lawson goes 9th. Breaks his way through. Here.
Hamilton is
Whoa!
Whoa!
Russell's a 121.4.
Russell's on fire. Where was he in FP1?
Piastri's lap time's been deleted.
Oh,
Hamilton only
nice.
7.
2 tenths quicker than Russell. Purple in both sectors.
All of a sudden, McLaren and Mercedes look like they're coming together to have the proper attacks. Megan's watching the timing screen with interest. What are you spotting?
No, I'm just reading the radio transcripts. Bottas
Piastri's lap time has been deleted for track limits as Norris goes top. 121.231. Say again?
Bottas is very curious about where Gasly is right now. He says, I think Gasly's in the pit lane.
Yes. He's just on pit out now. And is that because...
I don't know if Piastri's going to have enough time to do another lap. It's 2 minutes.
No.
And he's not even back in the pits yet.
I don't know. Piastri right now is set a purple sector 1, so I'm guessing he's going for it.
So has he done a...
No, it's Norris that's going into the pits now, not Piastri.
Have they anticipated this and fueled longer? We know the tyres don't degrade that much, so if they've got enough fuel, they might fly it through.
He was previously on a slow lap, so...
They've got the MasterCard entry at the side here on the side pods of McLaren. There's a rumoured entry coming in that they're going to sponsor the team as the main entry coming soon. Over the line for Piastri. Lap time regained. It's a 1:21.548.
It's quicker than before.
Quicker than before, yeah. And that's in the second run. Not too bad. Stroll and Alonso coming in. Also, I should point out, I know it's irrelevant here, but Sauber, which will become Audi next year, have signed quite a large part off to the Qatari Royals as an investment company. So Qatar technically own half of Sauber. Stroll goes 9th, 1:22.599. We'll get more into that in qualifying show tomorrow.
Apparently, Alonso's just left turn 6, according to Lando.
Well, he's in turn 16 now, so Lando...
I think that's a bit behind.
Yeah, must be, because here comes Norris is down to the pit lane now. He's not going to set a lap time. Over the line for Alonso, 13th. 9th. Well, that's close between the two Astons. Gasly's out in trouble. 30 seconds to go. Yeah.
Verstappen only 6.
Is there anyone else that can set improvement?
I doubt it, no. I doubt it.
Hulkenberg's the only one, realistically.
Over the line for Verstappen. 4th only.
Oh, but yeah, he's good. Oh, thank God.
Check floor damage for Piastri. Oh, dear.
I did mention last session that his floor was dragging way too much.
Yeah.
I think we need to tighten it.
And going off track has caused problems. Hello.
Lawson's improving, so's Bottas, so's Albon. They could knock off the likes of Stroll and Alonso.
Maybe even pushing in Hulkenberg and Hamilton. It's not that bad. Checker flags out. Here comes Albon across the line and goes up into only 10th position. 1:22.
Oh.
5:26. Next across the line comes Liam Lawson. 13th at the moment. Bottas behind him. Piastri boxes. Lawson's through. He kicks out Albon. Bottas only goes 12th. Hulkenberg needs to improve up and does so. Pushes Lawson back down to 9th. Across the line comes Magnussen. No, he stood no chance. What about Gasly?
Maybe.
Hamilton goes 4th. Gasly's across the line now. Yes! Out goes Alonso. Gasly goes 9th.
You're cheering that?
Well, it puts Lawson through, but has Alonso got anything on the deltas? No. Neither does Stroll.
What about Stroll?
No,
so Lawson's through to Q3.
Both Astons out.
Martins are out.
Yeah, whereas that's not great for their confidence, is it? And they're only just in 5th because they're what? They are being caught by the likes of Haas and Alpine. Not entirely out of the range.
400ths of a second. That's all that was in it between Lawson and Alonso.
Oh my God.
In Lawson's very, very short career, him and Alonso have got history.
Yeah. I'm not surprised if Alonso might go and give him a different type of finger this afternoon. Ed says, nice lap by Gasly. Even with updates, Gasly is really wringing the neck out of that Alpine. He really is. Gasly's improving massively. And of course, he'll become the team's #1 driver next year anyway, into the battle. Let's have a quick word with what Valtteri Bottas had to say on the radio.
Okay, how close to top 10? Lawson was P10 with a 22.39.
Your total is about, well, the interval's not telling us. The gap is 1.3, so the interval you've got to add up. It's around about 1/10 of a second, just over? 1.4. 0.14? Megan's working it out now between Lawson and Alonso.
Go on, Megan.
Yeah, it's about 10.5, I think.
I've just got an electric shock off from here and bus mixer.
I think it's 1.65.
Right, I'll go with Megan on that one. Here's the results then from qualifying 2. Norris fastest, Russell 2nd, Piastri's 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Verstappen 5th, Sainz 6th, Leclerc goes 7th, Hulkenberg's 8th, Gasly's 9th, and Lawson rounds out your top 10. Your 5 eliminated go to Alonso, Albon, Bottas, Stroll and Magnussen. They join Perez, Tsunoda, Ocon, Zhou and Colapinto eliminated from this one. Q3 coming up next. Megan?
Correction, 1.9 No, 0.145.
So that's the gap
I was
between them.
gonna say.
I mixed up my numbers. I
No,
flipped
it's easy
them.
to do. You forgot to carry the 1.
It's all right.
Right.
Put
No, I
the
was
decimal
seeing
point
it
in the wrong
as
place.
I was seeing it as the answer. I sometimes do that, and then I forget the fact that I may have just worked out the answer, but then I start calculating it again in my mind with the answer.
Loads of maximum delta times being investigated by the stewards now as well. Rui Marquez will
What a
probably ignore them.
surprise.
Yeah. Right, let's go around the room then. Jess, starting with you, what did you make of that SQ2 session?
Well, it was a shame for both Astons to get knocked out of SQ2. That was a bit of a shame, but well done to Lawson for showing why he deserves a full-time seat in Formula 1. But if I was to go for someone that would get pole for SQ3, it will be, I think, it's got to be Lando Norris.
Wes?
Yeah, I think so. I think going into this, Ferrari probably had the advantage, but it seems to be Norris just has it on probably driver ability. Shout out to Liam Lawson as well, who he's done a great job to get into Q3.
Omi's down there in the pits. We'll hear from him shortly ahead of Q3. Let's go down to the sky pad.
And why, if you just watch the hands on the wheel, goes a bit wide over the exit there, really has to fight the car. When you think it was only 4/100ths of a second that counted there between being in or out of qualifying, small moments like that are really going to cost you. Back to you.
That was quick. Thanks, Anne, to go into it as well.
Didn't expect a driver error to be the reason that Alonso didn't make Q3.
That was a good lap, man.
Yeah, that was a good effort. We are in, mate.
No way.
Lawson was happy with that.
For him.
Let's hear from Lauren Meekus.
Yeah, it's a good result. You know, happy for Liam. He has been working hard, playing catch up a little bit since this morning, and he got there. It shows you how it's crazy tight. Now you have you switch from being threatened to get out of Q1, or actually we have one car out to go to Q3, and it goes into very tiny details about getting the car in the right window for the ever-changing conditions. So it's tight, but you know we are in the fight, obviously, with both Haas and an Alpine in there as well with us.
Obviously, in the next session, you're running the soft tyre. Did you find a positive feel going from the medium to the soft in practice?
Yeah, it was a decent chunk of grip, so yes, it was a positive feel. You know, strictly speaking, we have the choice either to run that soft from FP1 or a new set. I mean, I won't surprise you if I tell you that we will go for the new set, given that we have our two main competitors in it, and then we'll try to make it for tomorrow.
It's that magic P8, isn't it? If you can do better than that, brilliant, but you need to get at least P8 because you're in that fight, as you say, with Hülkenberg and with Gasly as well.
Yeah, P8 is what matters. You know, it's the one single point we are all fighting for tomorrow, but it's the one point that could actually change a lot of things when you look at the standing in Abu Dhabi in a week time. So it's very good. You know, it's what we all want. This extreme competition. So we'll go and try to get it.
Thanks ever so much, Lauren, and good luck to you. And you just saw
Lauren Meekus down there as we look at Ferrari. Okay, Omi, down to you then quickly. What are you expecting ahead of SQ3, and your thoughts, please, on SQ2?
Very interesting. SQ2, fantastic stuff there as well from Liam Lawson to get by, but Alonso just misses out. We've got a battle on here for sprint qualifying. Let's see if we're going to get another identical time.
It seems to be a running factor, doesn't it, as we go green? SQ3, only 8 minutes, a total of 2 runs possible in this time. I can see Matteo Bonotto down there at the Sauber garage, just walking along with his hands in his pockets, wearing green jacket and green trousers. And,
Josh?
Yes, go on, Jess.
Who's your picker pole? Well, picker sprint pole.
I'm still going Carlos Sainz. I'm sticking my neck out. I've got a feeling he's got it. I said Carlos for the sprint. Both, and possibly even the win. I just didn't count on McLaren being so good and Mercedes both getting quicker and quicker as we go. Around the room then, Megan, what about you? Who's your pick a pole here for sprint?
Piastri.
Oh, okay. And this is Max Verstappen. Oh, no, he nearly got taken out by a Ferrari in the pit garage. Oh, and then an Alpine as well. That would be Pierre Gasly. Oh, it's
Lots of chaos and confusion.
somebody get...
Absolute chaos.
Well, to be fair, it's refreshing to actually see them leaving the pit lane at speed, not crawling. So that's nice. Coming into it, run the room. Wes, what about you? Who's your picker pole?
Before the qualifying started, I was going to say Leclerc, but based on what I've seen in SQ1 and SQ2, my pick's going to be Norris.
Jess, what about you? Norris is a good pick. Jess?
I've already said mine. Norris.
You did, yes. Omi, have you got one down there?
Russell.
We've all got different.
No, I've gone the same as Wes.
Okay, 2 have gone the same. So that's 2.
Well, actually, you convinced me, Jess. So
There we go.
Ah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So we've got 2 for Norris, a Piastri, a Russell, and a Sainz.
A Russell and a Sainz.
No one just fancies Verstappen or Hamilton or Leclerc.
Well, to be fair, the ones that we picked are, well, maybe I question Piastri, but Sainz, Russell, and Norris, I think pretty much, I would say the 3 contenders.
Max Verstappen's had 4 of the 6 wins of the sprint this season so far. The other 1 going to Lando Norris last time out, but it really belonged to Piastri. And Verstappen's backed out of his first run now and has blocked the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz down into turn 6. Now that is quite surprising.
Well, that's going to be a reprimand.
It's quite funny, actually.
Oh, and now Sainz has blocked in.
Oh, they've done it again.
given up as well.
They've both decided, okay, you spoiled my lap, I'll just return the favour. So they've both backed up. Soft tyres, remember, in this session. Is Hulkenberg out there on mediums?
No, he's still in the pits.
Okay, good. Oh, good. I was going to say, because he's still on mediums.
He's just going for a single run.
Yeah, that's brave from Hulkenberg. Gasly 122.341, Lawson 122.577. Alpine already winning that little battle between them and Ricard, but it's Alpine versus Haas at the moment, with an outside shot of Ricard for 6, 7 and 8 in the championship. They're all still closing together, and it is thousands and thousands of pounds worth of points that's on the board. Just a reminder of sprint pole position so far this year. China got given to Lando Norris, Miami, Austria, United States was Max Verstappen, Sao Paulo was Oscar Piastri, Leclerc's just on a 121.705, and here we go now to see Lando Norris with a 29.923 first sector. So this is getting better and better.
Norris looks like he's on a absolutely amazing lap right now. Yeah, look at that, half a second up.
Oh, did something fly off the McLaren
Norris.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
I think that was already on there. I think that was already on the track.
No, I saw something fly off.
He could have kicked up something. Well, I hope nothing did. It looked like a little bit of a black rod, but nothing flew off the car. Norris is 6/10 faster.
Oh my God!
Hey, it's a 121.012. That was the same time we had back in Montreal.
Hamilton fastest set to 1, and Piastri P2.
Bianca Bustamante still in her overalls from F1 Academy, enjoying that one. You can hear the McLaren team applauding in the background with the 1-2 so far. They are light years ahead of the Ferrari. What about Max Verstappen? Only 3rd fastest across the line. 121.315. Russell crossed the line 3rd. 121.286. Hamilton's over the line. Lawson's into the pits. Here comes Hamilton. What can the McLaren? No, 5th. 121.474.
That final sector.
But a 121.012 is exactly the same time that we saw back in Montreal, Canada. Are we about to see another different time zone coming in? Well, someone is going to match it.
That final sector, I think that the McLarens are fastest. They seem to have an advantage over everybody else.
Are people going to go again or not? I doubt it.
2 minutes to go. Everyone's out there on the circuit, including Hulkenberg now. Charlie boy, what's he done?
They may just have a cool down lap and try again on the same tyres.
Imagine if Hulkenberg gets pole.
That would be hilarious.
That would be out of left field.
Was that Russell that blocked one of the Ferraris?
Yeah, Leclerc went wide and
I think it was.
Russell was there. Here's Nico now. He's on an ulterior strategy.
Go on, Nico, cause an upset.
Ed in the chat says, Bottas really senses his F1 career coming to an end. Pretty sad because I think he's driving better than he did at Mercedes. Sauber just so far behind, he doesn't show on the timesheets. I agree. And he says, I'm going to go with Hamilton on pole. He seems to be really fired up on that race in Vegas. 5th at the moment, but there's more time to come. Hulkenberg's first sector's 4/10 down on Norris, which puts him right about the same, in fact, quicker than Hamilton.
Yeah. Wow. Go on, Hulk.
Let's see if
I seem to remember Valtteri Bottas doing something quite similar when he was in Mercedes, because he'd spend the majority of the year miles behind Hamilton, and then he'd come good at the end, and they'd sign him up for another year, only for the same thing to happen.
Time and time again, it did happen. Charles Leclerc's been on the radio about that block.
A lot of understeer. A lot.
That was Leclerc saying about a lot of understeer as well coming through. Piastri's got that first sector timer, 29.868. And he's fastest. Norris is not in that first sector. Ferrari of Leclerc blocking Hulkenberg. He's got Sainz across that line. He's too far ahead of him to cause a problem now. Hulkenberg takes the checkered flag line, and it's a 7th fastest time, 1:22.088. Piastri's a 10th down.
Piastri's lost a lot of time, yeah. I think he's not going to get pole here. Verstappen's improving, but not enough to catch Norris.
Yeah, all the times have gone, and Piastri's backed out of it, so the pole man last year's lost out now.
Actually, he's still on course.
Let's have a... Oh, no, that's Norris in the pit lane. You're correct. Here comes Piastri now. The computer was confusing me. He's still second. He can't do it. He's lost a lot of time. And he's had his deleted for track limits. That's why he's backed off.
That's why his time got deleted at the immediate.
Ah, right.
So, Piastri...
Oh, Russell!
800ths off the pace. Verstappen's down as well. Not really the crescendo we were expecting here. No one's really saying the target screen to
Russell could beat Piastri.
That could be a thing. Verstappen is 3/10 off the pace, despite the third sector. Russell up to the line. Do a sneak surprise. Yes! Front row for George Russell! 1:21.075.
Oh, that's close.
Hamilton's close, but no cigar. Stays 5th. 2 Ferraris could still provide a problem. We've got Sainz and Leclerc. Lawson goes 7th. 1:22.082. Here comes Carlos Sainz. Only good enough for 4th. 1:21.281. Leclerc. Bad middle sector. Only good enough for 5th. McLaren. Triumphant. Gasly. Well, he's actually on course. 8th. Oh, I was going to hope for a 3rd there. Piastri's backed out of the lap. And Hulkenberg is the last one, but he is backed off too. It's a 2nd consecutive sprint pole for Lando Norris. Pole in Sao Paulo, pole here now in Doha. Not bad at all.
I was right.
Did he have pole last time?
We called it.
I don't know. No, he didn't.
What on earth happened to the Ferrari pace? They were nowhere at the end, were they?
Who was on pole in Vegas? It was Russell.
Russell?
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah, Russell took the pole and the win.
Nice, and Mercedes, strong. But yeah, you're right. What happened to Ferrari's pace? McLaren have been hiding it. Yeah.
Were they just focusing on long runs? I don't know. Or are the other teams just wrapping it up in colder conditions?
McLaren never try their hardest in practice. It wears out their car too much.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
Bam,
Did anyone notice how far behind Russell was of Norris? 63 thousandths of a second.
Oh, his race number!
he really is. That's insane. This is Lando making a small error. Lawson's lost his lap time and it's dropped to 10th.
Oh. Hopefully that hasn't damaged the floor.
There's a lot of oversteer at 2, isn't there? This is going to be one to watch. This is Charles Leclerc. Down at turn 6. Nothing I could see there. That was a problem. Oh, at the last corner as well, getting a snap.
And just a heads up, we're only going to hear from our sprint pole sitter in usually the sprint qualifying. We don't hear from second and third.
I'll go
unless
now.
they decide to change things up a bit.
James Hinchcliffe has got the interview with Lando Norris. See you tomorrow, mates.
Bye.
Part Ferme.
Bye, Megan.
From our pole sitter, Lando Norris.
Lando Norris, pole for tomorrow's sprint race. What an incredible lap for you. It looked so fierce and so fast out there on the racetrack. Just walk us through a lap around here.
It's tough because it's so quick around here. You know, it's probably, it feels like the quickest circuit of the year. I mean, like the final sector just feels like you're just hanging on, you know. So yeah, I mean, great qualifying today. Especially to bounce back from where we were last time out in Vegas is a nice thing to do. So happy. Was a decent lap. I made a couple of too many mistakes on my second. But we were coming here to get pole, and we did that. So job done for today.
You know, last year when you guys raced here, so much was made about the conditions, the temperature being so hot. It's a lot cooler. Is that making the track faster? And how tough was it to kind of adjust to the different conditions with only one practice session?
Yeah, I mean, it's the wind plays a big part, but the conditions are also a lot better than last season. Makes it a lot tougher physically, but also makes it a lot quicker to drive, you know. So I'm not, I don't know, I struggled to, but I think some of the other cars are close to being flat in most of the corners in the final sector, and that's quite an accomplishment, you know. So it feels quick, and when it feels quick, it must be very fast, you know. So it's a challenge out there. Not easy to put a lap together, especially because the tires they don't feel in for the beginning, and then kind of through the lap you gain confidence. So that's been the challenge of today, but it's paid off. We made some good improvements into qualifying, and I was happy with it.
All right, so looking forward to the sprint race tomorrow. How much of it is a kind of a test session for the Grand Prix on Sunday, or are you just kind of focused on the best result tomorrow?
I mean, I want to win. You know, we want to win every session as drivers, so our target is a 1-2. You know, we want to maximize points for our constructors today, so yeah, we want to go for it. We know it's going to be a battle. We know Mercedes will be quick, Ferrari will be fast. So not expecting an easy one, probably expecting an exciting one for everyone watching. So looking forward to tomorrow.
All right, we can't wait. Best of luck tomorrow.
Lando Norris there as well, our pole sitter for the sprint, and we're on a quick off. So quickly round the room. Omi, starting with you. What did you make of SQ3?
Well, very interesting. SQ3 Ferrari's pace seemed to have disappeared. We'll see how it is in race trim. That will be our next session for Formula 1 as well. Lando Norris and McLaren, brilliant stuff by them. But they've got Mercedes and Russell company. Once again, this is going to be quite a lot of fun.
Wes, what about you?
I mean, if they can, if McLaren can keep this pace and bring it into the race on Sunday, they may well just be able to keep the Constructors' Championship out of reach of Ferrari.
Jess?
I think Lando Norris and Russell are going to be battling quite a lot in the sprint race, but again, Ferrari have been brilliant in long runs recently in some tracks, so keep an eye on them tomorrow. It's going to be exciting.
My thanks to Jess, my thanks to Wes, my thanks to Omi, my thanks to Megan, and my thanks to all of you at home as well. Lando Norris has sprint race pole, and the sprint is up first thing tomorrow as well. Join us on JB Motorsports for all of the action. From us all, though, thanks for your company throughout a very long today. Go get some rest. Take care. Bye-bye.